From the moment Joe Rogan stepped into the studio that morning, everyone felt it. Something was wrong. He wasn't loose. He wasn't joking. He wasn't warming up the room the way he always does. His whole vibe felt weighted, wired, distracted, like a man who'd just heard something so twisted, so unbelievable, so psychologically disturbing that his brain refused to let it go. Then the episode dropped, no promo, no teaser, no hype. And the guest blindsided everyone. A professional behavioral analyst. Someone who dissects politicians, media personalities, and celebrities for a living. Someone trained to expose hidden motives, subtle tells, and the micro-reactions people don't realize they're leaking. And the second the analyst said the name Erika Kirk, Joe's entire posture changed. He didn't lean back. He didn't interrupt. He didn't even breathe the same. He froze like a man who already knew the direction this was headed, but desperately wished he didn't. The analyst pulled up a clip, an old interview Erika had given right after Charlie passed. A clip most of the internet had forgotten. A clip that looked perfectly harmless to anyone who wasn't trained to see what the expert saw. They paused the footage, zoomed in, and dropped the line that made Joe inch forward and blink twice. She's not grieving. She's concealing something. The air tightened. The analyst highlighted the micro-tremors in her voice, the delayed blinks, the uneven breathing, the repetitive self-soothing gestures every time she said Charlie's name. And then the most unsettling part, a tiny smile she couldn't fully suppress while claiming how close she was to him. Then came the first bombshell. She's lying, Joe. Not lying out of panic. Lying out of habit. Habit, meaning this wasn't the first time she'd told this story. She had rehearsed it, polished it, delivered it the exact same way over and over again. Joe's eyes widened. He knew exactly what that implied. The analyst pressed on. When someone repeats a fabricated story long enough, their emotions disconnect from their words. That's exactly what we're seeing here. The internet erupted. This isn't normal grief. Did she smile talking about his final weeks? Joe looks like he already knows something. Are they saying she rehearsed this? But the analyst didn't stop. They pulled up another clip, Erika, weeks later, talking about her deep connection to Charlie. The analyst froze the moment she said, "He trusted me deeply. He told me things privately." Then the expert delivered the sentence that made Joe's jaw lock in place. She didn't recall a memory. She recited a line. Watch her eyes. She's pulling from a script. Joe's whole posture shifted. He rubbed his face, stared at the frozen frame, and muttered, "That's creepy." The analyst nodded. Because it is. It's staged. It's intentional. She's manufacturing closeness that didn't exist. Joe leaned in. So, what does that mean? The analyst exhaled, the kind that tells you the next words are the ones you don't want. It means someone coached her. That single word, coached, sent a shiver through viewers. Not advised. Not guided. Coached. Joe frowned. Coached by who and why? The analyst's tone flattened. In political spaces, coaching doesn't protect the individual. It protects the narrative. Joe went quiet because suddenly this wasn't about grief anymore. This was about someone delivering lines fed to them by someone else. Someone with reach. Someone with motives. Someone who needed to shape her reactions after Charlie's death. Joe whispered, "This is bad." The analyst nodded. It gets worse. They jumped to another interview, the one where Erika mentioned being guided by a trusted figure. Harmless to most, but not to a specialist. The analyst muted the audio and focused on her face. She's afraid of the person she's referring to. Joe stiffened. What do you mean afraid? The analyst zoomed into a single frame. There. That swallow, that eye shift, that forced smile, that's fear. She's describing someone she does not feel safe around. Joe dragged a hand down his face. So she was coached by someone she's scared of. Exactly. And that's when Joe Rogan, a man who ridicules conspiracies, challenges everything, rarely takes emotional bait, fell silent. Because for the first time, he could feel it. Something about Erika didn't compute. Something about the person behind her didn't compute. And the analyst had just ripped open a truth Joe couldn't unsee. But what the viewers didn't know is that this didn't start in the studio. It didn't start when TikTok slowed her footage frame by frame. It didn't start with Reddit detectives connecting dots. It began quietly. Erika started saying things she shouldn't know, repeating details no one remembered sharing, describing private moments insiders swore never happened, mentioning conversations with Charlie that didn't match any reality. At first, people shrugged. She's emotional. She's overwhelmed. She probably misremembered. But the more she talked, the wider the cracks split open. She repeated stories word for word in multiple interviews. Same pacing, same breath breaks, same pauses. Like someone wrote the script, and she was terrified to improvise. People whispered, "Why is she talking like that? That doesn't sound like him." She keeps repeating the same lines. Who taught her to phrase it that way? But nobody confronted her, not yet, because nobody could explain the wrongness. Not the words, the delivery. Not the emotion, the timing. Not the story, the rhythm. Every time she said Charlie's name, her eyes dipped, a micro-movement most miss. But analysts don't, and after Charlie died, the shifts became undeniable. Instead of raw, chaotic grief, Erika delivered perfectly structured sadness. As if someone taught her how to look devastated while revealing nothing real. People who actually knew Charlie felt uneasy. She's overacting. She's forcing it. She's performing. This doesn't feel real. But the public bought it. The trembling voice. The shaking hands. The crafted pauses. The spiritual healer lines. She painted herself as the fragile, faithful guardian carrying Charlie's legacy. But behind closed doors, people noticed the problems. Erika repeating phrases Charlie never used. Erika telling stories that contradicted events. Erika insisting, "He told me privately," every time she was questioned. Convenient. Too convenient. Eventually, insiders quietly compared notes, and what they discovered stunned them. Erika wasn't remembering, she was reciting. But whose lines? The question hung in every room. Then, late one night, Joe Rogan